sikkafmonline.com. Africana Radio ni modern Ghana kasebe nam ho Facebook Live. Sikka FM 895 Live. YouTube ye Sikka FM 895 Official. Anopai sam hodwa mede asum no de makotene bi ene se Ghana mampani na adodan kwa akufado echiremu a Russia and Ukraine and Tokwano enti ama abibiman investors eba ha nyina wo mafrase ya wonom edwane Association of Magistrates and Judges wo mo chese as gracia nkwafo akeka so wo mo gie no enye no kura wo mo de wo mo nye as gracia bia enche bia ana Bank of Ghana adebetu dwase wo bia ya woni Ghana card no and e wontumi nkwa bank nkwa use card na sem fasika bia nkwa nkoto na oka sa asem no akanafo enwotwepe na sa deadline na sa ebre no aso dodo no aso na esu se Ghana card no wo monsan kan ye enti ehwo asem anapai me de ebreo ensambika worimu armatnasia me de eba besum mrante nua ba maame efom wa kafna eni ye maame nkwa kwa ne so afei me meto esom no eso
Sikka FM track wine yen ye kuro Sikka FM track wine yen ye kuro
Sikka FM 89.5 yer suma santimai
ya suma santimane Ghana man ye wiase nyina ka ho afei mamingura esomne mo ankasa Ghana mampani na adodan kwa ekufuado era wode ato dwase Russia ekwoto hye Ukraine so no wo montokwa nti ama ede ho ehia bubro na ababa so abibiman eso mampani na adodan kwa ekufuado echese sei ye economy ya emoye den ye mabo hura na eguri kwosoro fa ngobo ne nkro ne banyina da Russia and Ukraine tokwa no entia no chirema ehwehwemu ababeto dwase sese wo ba abibiman mu a enipa 430 million na wo hia edokro wo mayese pa esa Russia and Ukraine tokwa no enti mampani na adodan kwa kufuado nsam itodwa bra no wakasa ewo 2022 European Union Development Days Conference ase ewo eye Belgium and this nsam atodwa wo chese enunti esese wiase nyina titu ne abibiman ya me ni yeden ne ka kire eye Vladimir Putin ni Zelensky se wo munya ntokwa no akon esanso mo ntokwa ye omte baabi ekono asusunso anso bone ababibiman mu yenti mampani nana adodan kwa ekufuado.
Indeed, a recent United Nations report estimates that 70% of Africa's economies are at severe risk from the Russian war in Ukraine. In the midst of this, 18 African economies have experienced credit downgrades, even when all economies are suffering adverse fallout from last year's pandemic. And we in Africa are also facing the risk of the so-called taper tantrums as investors exit our markets, thereby exacerbating the increasing cost of borrowing. At this moment, the World Bank tells us that subsequent to the conflict, the number of poor people in sub-Saharan Africa would rise from 413 million to 463 million this year, an increase of 50 million persons.
Ene ati ye Ghana mampani na adodan kwa ekufuado mamento akasebo no esoro menkwa George na afa magistrate for enchen wamo nkabom ko mechira Association of Magistrates and Judges wamo anade ato dwase amafo akeka so wamo nso wamo kwa homejema anasa mfinsha nan bia wamo je as gracia wamo chesa no kura bia nim efinsha nan bia wamo nye as gracia bia nemom sawo ko ahomejema akatua wogie ansa na abekwa ahomegem no sa akatua nada na wogie afentu sa kwabase empanifo ka so yento akatua mu a eno kura no nyese efiri ase aka ase yento akatua mu ade kye ane ade ma oda bi eyete ho committee na committee ne tena se dwodwo ma so ene ntumu no eban esefata wo mo ye fam wo mo ansa ene ade amo mo na no kura mpo no ye bagdeti ohun ye frase ye free ba bi bia ye frase ade free 2021 na ye tua ntumu foforo no ade aba na stamp asiso no mafrase atua ade ama wo mo eno no so kura aye normal wa adwuma bia mu say ya bagdate obi akatua ya tum ni bagdate aye de ma no eno no aye normal eno abi no mo je enti se mo gira ba bi kika mo esgracia bobo institutions din bobo nkofo din a Association of Magistrates and Judges there munyo mo din frim essence wo mo enye esgracia bia na president adima ekoi his lordship Justice Henry Kofi wono awo appeals court yentie ni nkyeremu a wode baaye.
Association of Magistrates and Judges of Ghana would like to state without any equivocation whatsoever that allegation with regard to the payment of ex gratia to judges and magistrates of the Superior Court every 4 years is false and baseless. And we would like to, as an association, set the record straight and state as follows. 1. That the salaries of Superior Court judges, that is to say Supreme Court judges, including the Chief Justice, Court of Appeal judges, and High Court judges are determined once every 4 years by His Excellency the President on the recommendation of a committee appointed by His Excellency under Article 71(1) of the Constitution 1992. 2. That if increases are effected in the salary as a result of the recommendations of the committee, the judges are then paid arrears of salary, commonly called back pay, arising from backdating of the salary increase, which is normal. That is what usually happens in all institutions. If your salary increase is delayed for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you are entitled to be paid your salary arrears, and that's what we receive. These arrears of salary or back pay are accordingly paid after the determination in a lump sum or installment. This has been the situation since 1996 with the setting up of various committees by the various presidents to determine the salary of Article 71 office holders.
And here, President Adema, the Association of Magistrates and Judges, where Juma, our Court of Appeal, His Lordship Justice Henry Kofi. And Chabiana Bank of Ghana, Edibatu just said, Sir, will be a wooden Ghana card in Nibian won't to me, and call bange account to move first account to my Nasan Koisika or Hong Koyabi Bia Bange. Now, what is some about to Jay? I kind of form or chepa pepe. Nasa abrano a chum anasa a so nachasa watch them 5 July aircraft dear Wunkita Ghana card ya bangi once what and Kwayashe wa ho esanse Ghana card no enkuta no ntumi fanya bibia mfa nwura wa account ni muni ade wutimi nyahwe na na fon wodwepa akai na sabra no aso no na Ghana fo bi afrase ade omunsa egwomuti esansa wa Ghana card wo mkosa adai ahomache anadwo adwojo ni mu atepo ibebrebe omudi ye nyira achi card no ama woman sankaye yes say Bank of Ghana so say wonkuta bia wontumi nkoye hwi na say no wambaye ne denti ade wo hopa na abato safo no a womunya Ghana card no asom na eno and woko aye National Identification Authority a head of corporate affairs a wo hono aye Dr. Abdul Ganiyu woni na chese oh na fo nwatwepe anaka ambabo modia na womo sanka Ghana card no mahwe momonsa ko chese backlog anase nipo monsanka bi de 300,000 o adwa monsa enka ye nanso wombehwe se na wotwe ya akai womode baye dwumaden na enipa 300,000 nyina womonsa atumi aka wonom Ghana card yentie Dr. Abdul Ganiyu.
As we speak, we have registered about 16.8 million now, and we have printed about 16.5 million cards. So in that respect, you can see a shortfall of about 300,000. So it is very much possible that most of the people complaining now are within the 300,000 cards that are yet to be printed. In effect, 16.8 million, we've printed 16.5 million cards. So the cards that have been in backlog should be around 300,000.
Isn't that significant enough to affect the July 1 deadline?
Yes, it's certainly a significant number. Even if they are just in their tens and hundreds, that's quite significant. So in the next couple of days, we will try to print these cards across the country, and we would announce to the general public to know that wherever you registered, if your card has not been issued to you, you could now go there and pick up the cards and then go through process. July 1 is still a couple of days ahead, and I believe that much of that problem should be dealt with by the 1st of July.
Nipatranda Tazinina Mobile no more CS or hobby or honor Sako Makadi. Ya bumpire said Bebemo. And watch ye and Sansu Bisapa Paisa. One more crown on Saka Ghana Cardinal. Now say a re-registration, some card re-registration by ye. I'm out for bra, want to me for Ghana Cardinal. I register access denied. And a day, and a one year, one card, and I'm to me for register. Now, no swear, Dr. Ganu says, oh, sour hand, and then you are a Ghana card in one album. Nay, Turkos, no, how no more crown, one more CSC, Yentin.
The validation of the Ghana card, that is a technical problem, largely, that has to be dealt with by the telecoms. This is because anytime people have come to the NIA with that complaint, we have been able to validate the card, and we find that there's absolutely nothing wrong with the card. Where we have established that there is no data on the card and it becomes very difficult to read, we have gone through the process of printing a new card for those individuals. But most of the time, when people come around, we are able to validate the card. And indeed, when they go back to the telecommunication service provider, maybe if they use a more superior gadget that can read the data, for instance, they are able to do so. So it's been a challenge since the SIM card re-registration began, but much of that problem really has to do with the telecommunication service provider.
And we call National Identification Authority. One year head of corporate affairs, Dr. Abdul Ganiyu Enono. I'm in track as the same. Me kwa shaman. Ashamai one umra shabadwani eye wonu nyafo Agnes Nogbe. One ebo mampani tiriswe. Wache se. One more shaman for one more to aba adema Andy Sinti. Sa apipi ba wo bo humpu ntudwuma bia ho na nanado ba de wasa no kra nanado ba ye kwan bia ni ashama ya wo ma batuatua ntokro portals ho kra ma ba fele dia mo mo ampani ato ashama fo sawram kra ya wonfa won mo nya hwe mfinhyansia ya mampani ba ye wo mo humpu ntudwuma kete ni wakra awo mo mpatam ho afenso ne buafo mampani pa ya chese wo keka ne nkrata abom no wakotwa mampani damage awo koto pa na sentia wode mampani akokoto ni nyina ne se wochema procurement mra sade o mai anasa aban afa kwan so akokoto niema no aban abusa mra ne so a wonfa nya adwuma awo National Cathedral no aho enuachi so sin bi so akoso National Cathedral kro ya aho cathedral dia ho asam do so ora NS Nogbe an ekire se procurement mra mampani abusu no ane se wora David Ajayi ya wonu na da Ajayi and associate anono papa yes wonu na me drop line Former Cathedral no mo ho nimdia ni adwenkyere consultant ya wo National Cathedral no ho no ade no wanya mfra se kura Sikka Kase3 National Cathedral no mu 10% ya de ma David Ajayi anu na owura Albert Nogbe echese NS Nogbe chese mampani wabumra so enu nto de ne kokoto ni so se ne so ane se contract no ye de ma owura Ajayi no enu so esanka mampani biam na awia bom no afrafra hu architect amu mumro ya ba besi Elohim dai enti mumrai wobia fa akwan obefa so obedrodro niema ne ho nkro ne ba consultant ya yepa no wobia fa ni nkrata asam amra wo baje sai wo so baje sai wo ya wo baje sai na yakani nyina abom ne ahwe die ne die no ababoa na yayi sa ni pan se ye hwe mu nyina mo nkratam no asomasi wa benten wa kwabnane ane ye pe no we mampani anya ne sa wotan contract no David Ajayi somwai nipa ba akopɛ no ode ama no na eno wura enes no gbe echese mampani abumra bebre so anu nti wa boa ne ho no wode mampani akokoto no ba ba yi na no yenti ashama mra shebedwani honorable Ernest Nogbe.
Yes, I'm heading to court on the basis of the procurement breaches. I understand from all the documents that I've read so far, the public procurement has awarded a single source contract to David Ajayi on the cathedral issue, and which is against the rules of law, especially against the Public Procurement Act. The office of the president, which is the entity in this matter, asked for single source procurement under 72(5)(a), which is to say that David Ajayi is the sole consultant in the whole world. For that matter, the contract must be awarded to him. And so you see the lacuna there. And so I'm heading to court for the court to set aside this single source, procurement under consultancy, and also David Ajayi, whichever money that was paid to him, he has to refund that money back because it is not within the laws of Ghana, especially the Public Procurement Act.
How soon are you going to court?
Oh, very soon. By the close of the week, I should be filing because my lawyers are working on it.
Nti na lawyer focus so wa mo ye ho adwuma nti anto ase na wotwe nkona wie ye de no de mampani aduru court de da wei aya shama mra shebedwani honorable Ernest Nogbe yefa kasebodo esia ne yefa na senema kwame ofori aboaje da zero falase na kwaja bo akrara 3 years on kita poma yam some for technician no DJ Spartan ene teacher ko physical to prof MC papa wana ba wababo ne no de amame brantie nua ba amame efumu akafna eni madam nyina se amamo aniti ene ayokuada kasa prakudwumadie etwaso.
I shall protect the public purse by insisting on